The Super Bowl's evolution from game to entertainment extravaganza. The Super Bowl is one of the biggest events in American culture. Last year, about 112 million people tuned into the game. Yet, many Super Bowl viewers don't actually want to watch football. Perhaps it's because most Super Bowl games are not all that exciting. For one thing, scores are rarely close. To make up for this, the National Football League, or NFL, adds all kinds of entertainment. The game itself often attracts less attention than the fireworks and famous pop stars. How did this happen? The Super Boring Bowl. The Super Bowl is generally super boring, at least in terms of the score. Many games never get close. Over the past 50 Super Bowls, the average winner won by more than 14 points. Only 18 of the games were decided by 7 points or fewer. Only 7 were settled by a field goal or less. Sports writers have long called the Super Bowl unbearably dull. Even one-time NFL head Pete Rozelle admitted the day was more of an event than simply a game. Still, by the 1980s, the Super Bowl had become an unofficial American holiday. Yet, most Americans were uninterested in the game itself. Many viewers don't even care who won. The show must go on. The NFL long ago realized that it couldn't promise an exciting Super Bowl game. It decided to focus instead on producing bigger and more exciting halftime and pregame shows. These expensive events distracted from the football itself. Super Bowl halftime performances started out as simple affairs. At first, they mostly featured university marching bands. But by 1977, the shows had started to become much fancier. That year, the NFL hired the Walt Disney Company to produce a halftime show. The 1993 Super Bowl halftime show featured pop star Michael Jackson. After that, many halftime productions were built around top musical stars. These artists often try to pull the focus away from football and onto themselves. Many succeeded in doing just that. Think of Beyoncé during Super Bowl 50. There was much more talk about her than about the game itself. The singing of the national anthem before a game also became a highly produced event. Whitney Houston's performance of the Star-Spangled Banner for Super Bowl 25 was a big hit with viewers. Not everyone did as well as Houston, though. At Super Bowl 45, Christina Aguilera forgot the words to the Star-Spangled Banner. The Ad Bowl. Television advertising has also shifted attention away from the game itself, from the game and on the field. Advertising was not always such a big part of the Super Bowl. Then, in 1984, Apple computers ran an ad during the game. It got a huge amount of attention and helped the company sell many of its computers. That made other companies realize the Super Bowl audience was just too big to pass up. Advertisers soon began competing with each other. Each wanted to produce the Super Bowl's most attention-grabbing television commercial. This competition became known as the Ad Bowl. The Ad Bowl has further reduced the focus on football. It draws in viewers who are more interested in the commercials than in the game itself. Will things ever change? In recent years, the Super Bowl has actually become much more exciting. 6 of the last 10 games were decided by 7 points or fewer. Yet nothing has changed. Many viewers remain less interested in the game itself than in the commercials and the halftime show. This is particularly true for viewers under 40. Some of us hunger for the good old days when Super Bowl Sunday was about the game itself. Those days may never come again. Or perhaps they never really existed. Perhaps a good football game was never really the key part of this special American holiday.